Hold on. I said, are you ready? That's a little bit better. Now, Eric called me up and he says, listen, Holton. He says, I've got the most dynamic distributors that desire to have their dreams come true in network marketing. This is the finest gathering of distributors out of anywhere in the world. That's what he told me. And I said, can I please come, even if you sneak me in, let me be the last speaker so that all the good ones have gone already, just in case those people have gone home already. They've got the good speakers. He says, I'll let you come and say a couple words to them. But I need you guys to convince me that my friend Eric was right. Because you just heard Donna says, how you do anything is how you do what? Everything. If you won't show up for you, let me ask you a question. Your son, your daughter, your distributor, or somebody else that you personally sponsor, I want you to imagine right now that they're getting recognized at the highest level in your organization, in your company. How would your response be? Hold on for a second. Hold on. This is a teaching moment here. I'm just telling you. Hold on for a second. The reason I'm saying that is this. Okay? Because some of you, I say, are you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Okay? Now, we're going to do this one more again. Okay? Anybody understand what I mean by one more again? Yeah. Those of you who don't understand, I'll be, politically correct. We're going to do this once again, boys and girls. All right? Are you ready?
Yes!
Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Give yourselves a round of applause. Man, I am excited. I just have to give a big round of applause, guys. We have to give great appreciation for this venue, for all the hard work, the vision of putting it together, because there's not too many venues with the level of integrity that I'm witnessing here put together on a non-company specific basis, okay, than what Eric and Marina have put together. So let's give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Huge round of applause. I'm actually honored to be here just to share a few words of wisdom with many of you. This is this is actually my first time, actually second time. Well, for distributors, my first time ever going to speak somewhere, whereas it wasn't a group of distributors that I was a part of a company. And it's awesome just to see so many different people from different backgrounds. And I was telling a guy in the audience there in the back as I was walking out, I was here a little earlier, and I said, it's awesome to be somewhere where nobody knows you. I could just walk and talk or whatever it was. I sat next to a lady. She had no idea who I was. Sat next to this guy, and he was just it was just awesome. And so I'm grateful to be here, and hopefully something that I say today will enlighten you in some form or fashion. I'm not here to really teach you how to build the business. I think you've got probably some of the greatest teachers from the companies that Eric told me that's represented here. You have the best of the best when it comes to teaching the industry of network marketing. You've got the best of the best. And I'm not one who believes in plugging into the guest speaker. You plug into your plugged in upline. So what we're here to do this weekend, and all the speakers who've been here this weekend, I'm sure have shared what they've actually done, and something that's either inspired them or something that they've done that has actually helped them to get to where they are. And what my goal is to do the exact same thing and just to share some things with you. For those of you who know me, I never know what I'm going to say when I get on stage. I don't speak from PowerPoints. I don't have notes ever. I planned that I was going to write my speech for this event about 2 weeks ago, and I did. Where's my notes? I left my notes. Anyway, it was about 4 words that I put on a sheet of paper. It happens like that all the time, and it's the truth. I don't plan what I'm going to say. I normally just get a good feel from the audience and just share what's on my heart and share what's going on. That's how I've always been in this industry, and that's what I've done. And I'm excited for what's going on. I think the industry now is really doing some incredible things. I think 2014 for all of you can be your year if you choose for it to be. It's not going to be just because you attended this weekend. It's going to be because you selected yourself. It's going to be because you made a decision for 2014 to be your particular year. Now, I got stopped on the way to the restroom there. Somebody was asking me about my income and stuff like that. I heard this rumor. I saw something on the internet. And he says, well, you know, they can't put it on the internet if it's not true. How many of y'all saw that commercial? Okay. But anyway, rumors get spread all the time. Sometimes they're good rumors. Sometimes they're bad rumors. How many of you have been the recipient of some rumors? How many of you have actually been the deliverer of rumors? Okay. So everybody who's not raising your hand, you're telling me that you're a liar too, right? We all spread rumors in this industry. I'll tell you one rumor that kind of, it was a rumor. It kind of worked in my favor, but it was a rumor. I'll never forget. This was back in maybe 2003. 2003, I was working in this industry, and I was obviously very excited again. I had been in the industry at that time, 2003, 13 years. I had just started. You know, I've been making money in this industry now 3 years. 3 years I have been making money in this industry, and I'll share with you a little bit of my story. You know, it took me a little while. You know, most people look and say, right, man, you're overnight success. I am. It took me actually somewhere about 18 years to be overnight success, okay? And, but 2003, I never forget what happened is 2005, I happened to be one of those lucky ones who was chosen to be written up in the magazine because of some results that I had because of my status with a particular company. And the magazine was called Millionaire Magazine, okay? How many of you would read a magazine called Millionaire Magazine? Specifically, if you're in network marketing, you would. So here it was. They have one article that they do per year, one per year that they call Billionaire, okay? So they've got all these articles, and I was just selected for the Billionaire edition. Not because I was better than everybody else in my company or not, I wasn't. It was just that when my article came up, it was the time for them to do the Billionaire edition. So here it was. I'm selected for Billionaire. My wife and I have this nice picture, and it says Millionaire Maker. I didn't choose the title or any of that. Now, what happened was this here. This was the time, I think, around the time Donald Trump was just about to start the show Apprentice. All right? And so there was kind of this debate as to who was going to go on the cover of the magazine, okay? Donald Trump or me, okay? And because I know he was starting his show and I didn't want him to be embarrassed by being somewhere in the middle, I said, Donald, go ahead and take the cover, no problem whatsoever, and he did. He took the cover. So here he is. He's on the cover of this magazine, Billionaire Magazine. They've got Donald Trump on the cover, and somewhere back in there, they've got Holton and Earlene Buggs in there, and here's how rumors get started. I'll never forget, I had a lady in my organization. She was a very good friend of mine, and she asked me about would I get on a conference call and talk to a group of hers that was in the Bahamas. I said, sure, I'll do it. So I get on the phone. I said, Kim, yeah, no problem. I'll get on the phone. And I'll never forget, she had maybe about 15 distributors on the phone call. Now, I'm on the phone call talking to them, excited. They're excited and everything. And then they asked me one question. They said, well, Mr. Buggs, would you be willing to come to the Bahamas to do a presentation? I said, let me think about it. Yes, I'll come. It's the Bahamas, all right? So as I think about it, and then I ask them, how many people will you guys put together in a room if I choose to come? They say, well, we're going to put together 200 people. Now, how many of you have ever been lied to? You're going to do a meeting. They tell you that they know the president, they know the Secretary of State, they know everybody, right? And when you get there, it's different. So I'm expecting 50. They said 200. My expectations are 50. I'm managing my expectations. So, but what had happened was this magazine came out. So Kim, this is what she did. I'll never forget, she took a copy of this magazine cover, color copy of the front of the magazine. And then she took my one-page article and she made another copy of it. She put them together, went to wherever, Kinko's, FedEx, whatever it's called now, and she made one little flyer, all right? So you didn't know who was the cover. You flip it over, I'm on the cover, right? It's only 2 pages anyway. So this is what she did. She took that and she sent that along with a DVD of some presentation I had never seen By the way, don't do that. Check with your upline before you ever send something that they've never seen. But she sent the DVD that I had never seen, along with this one little flyer over to the Bahamas. Here it is. I get to the Bahamas. This is how rumors get started and how they'll mess your entire organization up. All right? So I go over to the Bahamas. I'm all excited. Why? Because I'm ready to get through this presentation, to go to the, to the sandy beaches and do all this kind of stuff and chill with my pineapple drink and all of this stuff. And so I'm at the top of the hotel, and it's about time for me to come on down. I come on down. And I come down, I'm all dressed up, and I've got my, I'm ready. I'm ready to take on these 20, 25 people that's showing up, all right? Because I had already kind of, 50 I was expecting. I'm like, it's the Bahamas. I don't know. I haven't talked to these people. They may have 25, 20, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to give my best presentation ever, and then I'm going to the beach. So here it is. I come downstairs, or coming down the escalator. And as I get to the bottom or the top of the escalator, I'm looking down, and it's this huge crowd of people in this one particular bar that had multiple rooms, and I knew my room was on the other side. So I go down and I see all of these people, a sea of people at the base of the escalator. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here? What's going on? Why are all these? I'm thinking, I need to go and see whoever's speaking here if they can get a crowd like this. I need to see them, right? And so I go down and I walk down, and I'm going through the crowd, and people are pushing and shoving and pushing and shoving. And I heard they close the doors. It says, hold on, we can't let any more people in. And I'm like, man, I want to get in and see who's in, right? And so what happened is I see this late, and there's all this commotion, people going back and forth, they're shouting and screaming and all this stuff. And see, Bahamas is one of those countries that when I go, I blend in. So nobody really knew who I was, if you know what I'm talking about. All right? All right, so what happens, I get down and I'm like, what's going on here? I'm going to my room. I'm trying to get to my room. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? And this lady, she looked at me. She said, you haven't heard. I'm like, no, I haven't heard. I'm thinking, I don't know what's going on. I'm wondering what's happening, She said, you haven't heard, sir? I'm like, no, I haven't heard. What do you mean? What's going on? She reached into her purse. And I got a little shaky when she reached into her purse, right? She reached into her purse, and she grabs the flyer, and she says, look, the first black billionaire from Houston, Texas has come to the Bahamas to do a meeting. And I'm like, hold on for a second. See, the rumor got out that I was a billionaire in the Bahamas. 1,700 people showed up because of a rumor. See, it has nothing to do with whether it's a rumor or not. They were fired up. They were excited. Okay? That's why I had you do it over again. Because how you do anything is how you do everything. And I never forget, ladies and gentlemen, I went into that room, and 1,700 people, they turned away 800 plus people. Very first meeting that I had ever done in the Bahamas. Okay? And this was back in, like I said, 2005. But rumors start all the time. Rumors spread all the time. And I'll never forget, leaving there, and I was all excited, and I was hoping that it would happen again everywhere else that I went. But I couldn't start the rumor as good as they started the rumor. But anyway, I want to talk to you about, if there's anything that I would call what I'm going to talk to you about today is, I guess I would call it the domino effect. I'm going to talk to you about the domino effect. Because people always ask me, things about how do I get to how did I make what I make, or how did I become successful in this industry of networking? And I used to get these questions all the time, and I'll share with you one little caveat here. Before I joined my current company, I've been with my current company 5 years. I've been doing this industry for 23 years, started when I was 3. And, but before I joined, I used to have people ask me all the time because I had some success. I'd actually become a $1 million earner before in network marketing. And people would ask me, what would you do if you had a chance to do it all over again? And my answer was, this is what my answer was. It wasn't it was my answer. It was for me. It wasn't for anybody else. I never tried to impress anybody else. My answer was, I would believe much bigger, much sooner. Ladies and gentlemen, what I have found is this: 23 years of doing this industry, and I don't know it all. I can't tell you I'm the sharpest in this industry. I am not one of the sharpest. I don't know as much of the stuff as some of the people who've spoken here, but I do know a few things. And I'm going to talk about just those few things that I do know, a few things that I have mastered. I am not the best at it, but I'm telling you, I am excellent when it comes to a couple of few things that I'm going to talk to you about. But I said I would believe much bigger, much sooner. Why? Many of you right now, some of you here, and before I even go, I want to know, can I tell you the truth? Okay, Eric, do I have permission to tell them the truth? Okay, now, because some of you have squandered a fortune already. Because some of you are waiting until you get to $10,000 a month before you believe. You've already missed millions. I said I would believe much bigger, much sooner. And I would say it over and over and over again. People would always, and they would want to go, they would ask me another question. Well, could you tell me the real answer? I will believe much bigger, much sooner. Okay? And that's what, because I knew that's what I was missing. I knew that's what I was missing because, see, before in network marketing, when I joined, I was 18 years of age when I actually got started in this industry. My first 7 years, I never made more than $500 in any one month. There was 3 separate months that I made $500, but I spent $1,500 on some products. I wasn't so good at math. $1,500, $500 check. 3 months. Now, back then, I had to pay my group out of that 500. I had a group in 7 years that never totaled 50 people. I'm not talking all 50 in at one time. I'm talking, I averaged about 7 new people joining my company, my organization, per year for the first 7 years. And I never knew that I was failing. I never felt like, like I was losing. I maintain excitement. I never have missed an event that I qualified to attend in 23 years. Outside of tonight, I'm actually missing my company's Christmas party. Okay? 23 years. I have never missed an event. Because I stayed engaged. But what happened was I realized why I wasn't making any money. It wasn't the company. It wasn't that I needed to do another company. It wasn't any of that I needed a new upline. I realized much later that issue was me. I realized that issue was, it was a product of things that I had seen, product of things that I had heard, product of things that I had actually witnessed. See, I realized that I had been messed up. I realized that I had been sold a bill of goods, and somebody had actually messed with this head of mine, and it caused me to fail. Okay? And I'll never forget, as a matter of fact, I had a mentor, and I recommend you get a mentor. I had a mentor when I was pretty young, and this was the person, this is why I say you've got to be careful who you listen to. You've got to be very careful who you listen to. But my mentor messed me up. I had to change. I had no idea because they told me a bunch of lies. And I'm listening and I'm following and I'm thinking that they really, really know what they're talking about. And I'm going down one path and I'm getting results that I don't want. But I was plugged into this mentor. As a matter of fact, 5 years ago when I first joined my company, I called up every single person that was in my telephone. This is the first time. Remember, it's 18 years now. 5 years ago was 18 years that I've been in the industry. This was the very first time I had called every single name that I could actually get a hold of. If your name was in my phone book, I called it. And this is the other thing that I did. If your name was in my phone book and I didn't call it, I deleted your number. This is why. I'm going to give you another one, guys. Because I didn't want to carry around negative relationships of people that I didn't want, so I deleted their number. If your number didn't exist, it was in my phone, and I didn't want you in my business, delete. Because remember, this is what happened. I now have a chance. Remember, the advice that I would give to everybody else, I would think much bigger, much faster. I said this for years and years and years and years and years, and here I am 5 years ago in a transition state, guess what? I now need to follow my own advice. I must think much bigger right now. I've got to think much bigger before I even sign the application. And I did. I made sure I got 2 years of mental experience before I put my name on the application. And I did that process in 11 days. 11 days of me pre-launch and pre-thinking and doing all of the stuff. 2 years of experience, 2 years of planning. I had planned out my future before I even signed the application, because I said, I'm going to think much bigger, much faster. I'm going to do some things that I'd never done before. And I called every single person, and the first person that I called was my mentor. I didn't even know that it was that person. I'm just making phone calls. I'm excited. I'm fired up. I'm making phone calls. I'm calling every single person that I know. And I never forget, this is how that phone call went. And my dream, your dream sometimes can almost get snatched away from you if you're not careful. Pick up the phone, didn't know it was my mentor on the other end. And this is what I'm saying here. I'm saying, and I'm, hello, blah, 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 this is Holton. And I'm asking them a little qualifying question. And the first thing that they came back with, is this Holton? With that type of tone. Is this Holton? Yeah, this is Holton. Are you calling me about another one of those things? Yeah, I'm just trying to talk. I've got a new, listen, I don't want to hear about your new nothing. You've called me several times about these things. I've lost money in the first one. I lost money in the second one. The third one was illegal. This one's probably illegal. You're probably going to go to jail. You're going to lose all your friends and family and all of that kind of stuff. Matter of fact, don't call me no more about your MLM because I really don't even like you. And I'm like, Mom, I just want you to just try. I just want you to be a customer. My mom and I, we have a unique relationship, right? So, but anyway, she messed me up. That was my mentor. That's the person who told me a bunch of lies. That's the person who got my head all screwed up because of what we call the politically correct way of doing certain things. That was the person who told me a structured way of living so that I can get an expected result that she had never had. My mom loves me. She loves me dearly. We have an incredible relationship. So I don't want you to think, man, he hates his mom. No, I love her. I just speak the truth. I tell it like it is. But my mom, she prepared me for failure. My mom never made more than $1,300 a month in her entire life. How she's going to teach me how to be a millionaire? But I was listening to her. As a matter of fact, she messed me up pretty big time. How many of you in here are messed up right now? Raise your hands if you're messed up. If you didn't raise your hands, then lets me further know how messed up you are, because you don't even know you're messed up. You think you're the deal, right? No, I'm not messed up. No. My mom's got a college degree, all right? But this is what happened. Let me give you an example here real quick, all right? I'm going to share something with you, okay? And I'm going to share with you why I ended up 7 years, never more than $500 a month. And then I'll share with you how over the last 5 years I've had the results that you heard Curtis just talk about. Now, I am not as good as my results.